Welcome all. My dear friends, let us continue our journey in the world of patents. Okay, so here you can see the key term here written is opposition. Okay, and in the picture we can see there are very two beautiful roses, but yeah, both are not similar. Okay, so as they are having different properties, different features, opposition can happen. Okay, so here the key term I have taken is opposition. Okay, and a great man has said it is opposition which foretells success. Where there is no opposition, there is no success either. That means opposition is not bad. Opposition is also needed sometimes. Some many more examples can be given that for a democracy, opposition is needed. So many things are there we can say. So literally we can cite various examples on opposition. Okay, so here just take a look what happens. That means this flower is opposing this flower. Okay, just a symbolic picture, nothing else. Why I am telling all these things? Because the form number we are going to discuss today is form number 14. Okay, so till now we have discussed about all the relevant sections and rules based on up to form number 13. That means up to form number 13 we have completed all the relevant rules and sections. Okay, so today is the turn for form number 14, and form number 14 talks about opposition. Okay, that's why I have told you so many things. Okay, so this is the literary world, this is the nature we can say, but we will go to our legal world and see and observe and watch how the term opposition has a very significant value there. Okay, so let us continue. Go to form number 14. The title is Notice of Opposition to Amendment or Restoration or Surrender of Patent or Grant of Compulsory License or Revision of Terms thereof or to a correction of clerical errors. So all these things are included here in form 14. It is a lengthy one. The title is a lengthy one. Okay, and the related sections and rules are also we can say the number is more. Sections related are, the related sections are 57, 61, 63, 78 and 87, and the related rules are 81, 85, 87, 98, 101 and 124. Fine. So here let us briefly describe the related sections. Section 57 says amendment of application and specification or any document related thereto before the controller. Section 61 is procedure for disposal of applications for restoration of lapsed patents. Section 63 is surrender of patents, and the title of section 78 is power of controller to correct clerical errors, etc. Section 87, procedure for dealing with applications under section 84 and 85. Okay, and the related rules we will discuss briefly. Rule 81 says amendment of application specification or any document relating thereto. Rule 85 says opposition to restoration under section 61. Rule 87 is surrender of patents. Rule 98 is notice of opposition under section 87 subsection 2. Rule 101 is procedure to be followed in case of application under section 88 subsection 4. Rule 124 is manner and time of opposition to the making of corrections. So you can see as a whole here there are a number of keywords. One keyword is amendment, one is restoration, one is surrender, grant of compulsory license, revision of terms, correction of clerical errors. So many terms are there, and here you can relate these terms here. Section 57, amendment of application. Rule 81, amendment of application. Okay, and here section 63 is surrender of patents, and here rule 87 is surrender of patents. Fine. So similarly, you can relate all this, particularly the subsections of the sections and the subrules of the rules, with this form number 14. So let us proceed to form number. After refreshing our memory from the old slide about form number 14 and its relevant sections and rules, it automatically comes to our mind that if form number 14 talks about opposition, then also that means earlier we have also read about some more forms which were talking about the term opposition. Yes, it automatically comes. So that's why I have prepared a table here for comparison. Okay, so let us see. Form number 7. The title is Notice of Opposition. Form number 7A. The title is Representation for Opposition to Grant of Patent. And form number 14 says Notice of Opposition to Amendment or Restoration or Surrender of Patent or Grant of Compulsory License or Revision of Terms thereof or to a correction of clerical errors. Okay. So when you compare these three forms, I think it will be crystal clear for you to differentiate between the three, and you will not be confused anymore. Okay friends, that's why I have tried to compare all the three forms here for a clear understanding. Fine. Now let us proceed by picking a rule of the Patents Rules 2003 as amended by Amendment Rules 2021. Okay, and today I have taken rule number 98, which comes from chapter 13, and the title for chapter 13 is Compulsory License and Revocation of Patent. Okay, and also friends, just take a look here. Rule number 98 has the title Notice of opposition under section 87 subsection 2. Okay, that means a straight relation itself is noticed here between rule number 98 and section 87. Okay, so for detailed explanation, let us proceed. Subrules of Rule 98 and their keywords or the key terms. Okay, as a whole, or we can say in total, there are 6 subrules in or for rule number 98. Okay, so I have picked up some key terms for the respective subrules of rule number 98. So let us proceed. For subrule 1, the key term is notice of opposition. For subrule 2, the key phrase is terms and conditions of the license. For subrule 3, the key term is a copy of his notice. Okay, and for subrule 4, this is further statement or evidence. That means the key phrase is further statement or evidence. For subrule 5, the key term is fixed date and time, and for subrule 6, the key term or the key phrase is procedure for hearing. Okay, so try to remember these keywords as I have picked, or you can make your own keywords as per your intellect and pick them, remember them, and try to recall the sub rules of a particular rule. Okay, so let us proceed further for the detailed explanation of the sub rules. Fine. Now, subrule 1 of Rule 98. What does it say? Subrule 1 says a notice of opposition under subsection 2 of section 87 shall be given in form 14 and shall be sent to the controller within 2 months from the date of the publication of the application under subsection 1 of the said section. Okay, and here the key term is notice of opposition. Fine. So here we can refer section 84, 85, 87, 91, 92A and form number 14. Okay, where form number 14 is, we know, notice of opposition to amendment or restoration or surrender of patent or grant of compulsory license or revision of terms thereof or to a correction of clerical errors. Fine. Now, section 84 is compulsory licenses. Section 85 is revocation of patents by the controller for non-working. Okay. Section 87 is procedure for dealing with applications under sections 84 and 85. Fine. Next, section 91 is about licensing of related patents. Section 92A is compulsory license for export of patented pharmaceutical products in certain exceptional circumstances. Okay. Also friends, you can see here there is a single star mark and there is a word inside the square brackets, and this indicates that there must be some substitution or insertion. Okay. So let us proceed, and here, yeah, a substitution has been done. Okay. And it is substitution is done uh, on date, or we can say substitution has been done on 20th December 2004 for advertisement with effective from 1st January 2005. That means earlier it was advertisement. Okay, after the amendment it is publication. Okay, so just remember this. Now let us analyze the sub rule as a whole. A notice of opposition under subsection 2 of section 87. Okay, that means as we know that section 87 is procedure for dealing with applications under section 84 and 85. We can say here that as per section 87 and particularly section 87 subsection 2, a notice of opposition is filed via form number 14. Okay, and it is sent to the controller within 2 months. That means the time period is 2 months from the date of the publication of the application under subsection 1 of the said section. Fine. So that means rule number 98, okay, is we can say the most relevant to section 87. Okay, that means the procedure for the acts of section 87 are described in rule number 98. Okay, so I hope now it is pretty clear. So let us proceed. Fine. Now, sub-rule 2. The notice of opposition referred to in sub-rule 1 shall include the terms and conditions of the license, if any. The opponent is prepared to grant to the applicant and shall be accompanied by evidence in support of the opposition. Okay. So, just now we have discussed about sub-rule 1. So, and sub-rule 2 is very well related to that. See what happens. It is written that the notice of opposition referred to sub-rule 1 that we just discussed. Okay. So, the notice of opposition shall include terms and conditions of the license. Okay. If any, the opponent is prepared to grant to the applicant. Okay, that means the opponent is prepared to grant to the applicant, and this shall be accompanied by evidence in support of the opposition also. Okay, that means see, notice of opposition shall include terms and conditions of the license. Okay, that means that has been granted to the applicant by the opponent. Okay, the opponent is prepared to grant to the applicant what? The license. Okay, and here it includes the license. We can say that the notice of opposition will include all the terms and conditions of the license, and it should be accompanied by evidence in support of the opposition as well, because an opposition is proceeding, or we can say is an opposition is to be done, then it should be accompanied with the terms and conditions of the license along with the evidence in support of the opposition. That's all. Fine. And form number 14 is used here. So the title is Notice of Opposition to Amendment or Restoration or Surrender of Patent or Grant of Compulsory License or Revision of Terms thereof or to a correction of clerical errors. Fine. Okay. Now, sub-rule 3 says the opponent shall serve a copy of his notice of opposition and evidence on the applicant and notify the controller when such service has been effected. Okay, the opponent shall serve a copy of his notice of opposition. Okay, after sub-rule 2, the opponent shall serve a copy of his notice of opposition. Okay, that means is he has applied the notice of opposition via form 14. Now he will serve a copy of this opposition and evidence on the applicant and notify the controller when such service has been effected. The opponent will notify the controller when such service has been effected. Fine. And for this, please refer rule 57. That will start from rule number 57 and ending at rule number 63. And the section here is section 63 and the title for section 63 is Surrender of Patents. Fine, I hope it is clear now. Let us proceed to the next subject. Subrule 4 says, no further statement or evidence shall be delivered by either party except with the leave of or on requisition by the controller. Okay, that means it says no further statement or evidence shall be delivered by either party. That means both the parties, either or we can say, they will not deliver any further statement or evidence except what? Except with the leave of or on requisition by the controller. Okay, that means if the controller says or demands, then only any kind of document is to be given. Otherwise, in normal cases, in general case, no further statement or evidence will be delivered. Fine, let me read it again. No further statement or evidence shall be delivered by either party except with the leave of or on requisition by the controller. That means if the controller wants, then only something can be given. If not, no further statement or evidence to be delivered. Fine? Okay. Sub-rule 5 says the controller shall forthwith fix a date and time for the hearing of the case and shall give the parties not less than 10 days notice of such hearing. Now this is the thing to remember here. The controller shall forthwith fix a date. The controller fixes a date and a time for the hearing of the case and he shall give the parties not less than 10 days notice of such hearing. That means for this hearing he gives a notice and the time period is not less than 10 days. That means at least 10 days are given. Fine? Okay. Now, let us proceed. Subrule 6 says, the procedure specified in subrules 2 to 5 of rule number 62, okay, shall so far as may be applied to the procedure for hearing under this rule as they apply to the hearing in opposition proceedings. First of all, what is rule number 62? Rule number 62 is hearing. The title of rule number 62 is hearing. Fine. So here what is written? The procedure specified in subrules 2 to 5 of rule number 62. Okay. So 2 to 5 subrules of 62 apply to the procedure for hearing under this rule in the same way to the hearing in normal opposition proceedings. Fine. So, and this we can say single star mark indicates, okay, the words inside the square bracket. These are substituted by SO 1418E dated 28th December 2004 for of opposition to the grant of patents with effective from 1st January 2005. That means earlier it was of opposition to the grant of patents, but now it is in opposition proceedings. Just remember this and Uh, okay, so just remember this, and yeah, this is clear now. So just go through all the sub rules of rule number 98. Try to find the essence in each sub rule. Okay, try to see where it is something has been substituted or inserted. Okay, all these things keep in mind, and remember all the key terms or the key phrases, and try to recall the gist of the sub rules of the particular rule number 98. Okay, okay, please refer to the barract as well. Okay, keep learning, keep enjoying. Fine. The reference is Patents Act 1970 as amended by Amendment Act 2005, and the Patents Rules 2003 as amended by Amendment Rules 2021. Okay friends, thank you all for watching my video and listening to me. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe the channel, and please put down your compliments, comments and queries in the comment box. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe, stay blessed. Jai Hind.